Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man.
He said, "There's nothing I despise more than putting downhill. I overthink it, miss often, and overall don't have a good time. We have bad blood."
You're going to have a bad time.
I phrased it this way in hopes to get Bobby to sing Taylor Swift.
We're going to have bad blood.
It's not Bobby, but I mean.
I'll do my best. Oh, Bobby would
Equally
do
as
it
good.
way higher. Bobby
Yeah.
would be, gonna have bad
He would do it way higher. Freaking Bobby. What are some good tips for downhill putts? I've tried taking a knee at times, but it seems to throw off my arm movement and momentum. Great question, Drew. All right, so depends on how downhill we're talking. If it's like a cliff downhill, I understand taking a knee, but I still wouldn't recommend it. The way that I like to mess with downhill and uphill putts is by changing the width of my stance. So if I'm taking a downhill putt, and let's say my feet are typically right around shoulder width apart. If I'm about to putt, but in like a staggered stance, like a straightforward putting stance, not a straddle. If I'm going to take a downhill putt, I want to extend my back foot farther back. What that's essentially going to do is make my reach back on my putt longer than it normally is, and my follow through a little bit shorter, but my putting stroke is going to feel like it's the same length. I think that's what makes me the most comfortable on downhill putts. The reverse is true for uphill putts. Whenever I'm putting uphill, I'll bring my feet closer together, which makes my reach back shorter, but my follow through longer. Same length of putting stroke, but the longer follow through helps you to get the disc up in the air. The disc is out in front of your body for a longer amount of time. The opposite is true on a downhill putt. When your reach back is longer, the disc is in front of you for a shorter amount of time. That helps you to keep it a little bit lower and keep that nose down to match the slope that you're putting on. That's how I like to handle it. I don't like taking a knee personally unless I have to, but I've seen some people do it successfully.
I think kind of a straddle putt kind of removes a lot of that. If you're comfortable with a straddle, that's going to your aim is just going to be relative to that. So just be aiming up or down, but it's still going to have a lot less with your balance and your weight shift. But the best advice I have is to practice it.
Get good.
Yeah, just go throw some putts at a downhill basket. Next time you're at one, throw a few extra putts at it and try and figure it out. You don't necessarily have to aim for the middle of the chains too. You can kind of aim for lower and try and just throw it straight in the basket, and the chains will kind of hold it in there. It's going to be different for everybody's putt. I'm a spin putter. I tend to straddle on those super uphill or downhill putts just because then that means that my weight shift has less of an effect on it. I would advise against what someone in the chat says was a turbo putt if you're going downhill. Turbo putts work great for uphill because the disc is higher, but if you're aiming at a gap that's like this normally, it's going to be like this on a downhill putt, and then if you're turboing on top of that, there's virtually no way the disc can make it in. So
right, unless you're Johnny McRae and you're a fantastic turbo putter.
He would skip it downwards.
Yeah, but even he, I don't think uses turbo putts exclusively on downhill shots. You know what I mean?
I think he uses them uphill mostly on elevated
and with
baskets.
A certain wind situation. I think right to left.
Sometimes he just feels like it too.
Yeah,
just jams it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I would just practice. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's all you can do, man.